Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about one of the horse shows that I am judging. This horse show is called SRC Pony Party because obviously it is hosted by the Saturday Riders Club, which is my club, and it is going to be an all-pony show. So it is actually happening tomorrow. As you can see from the window above me, it's really dark outside. So today I'm just going to be doing some show prep. So I have to clean tack, prepare the trailer and all this stuff I have to bring to the show, and organize who's riding and what classes they're doing. Basically that's it. So let's just jump right into it. So now I'm going to be doing some tack cleaning, just grabbing a sponge and some water. I'm bringing a Jorvik tack saddle, not sponsored, just really love them, for one of my riders who doesn't have a saddle but needs one for this event. First, going into the arena, doing course A, is Velma Fallsky riding Fish and Chips, number 101. So the rider starts off here with a bit of a wonky turn to the first jump. If it had been me, I would have gone around the rim of the arena and then headed towards that first jump. The second jump looks really nice, and so does the third. But this is where the mistakes start to set in when the rider does a rollback to this blue jump instead of just going straight for it as intended. After this, I think both the rider and her pony got a little frustrated with the course, and things just kind of didn't go as planned after that. You can see where she's getting confused and where the course and what she's riding does not match up. Unfortunately, this was a disqualification for going off course, but we all make mistakes. Next is rider 100, Persephone Meadowstep, riding Cold Feet. With this rider, she actually does take her pony all the way around the ring and against the wall of the arena to the first jump. This will earn her more points. She starts off with a nice collected canter with her Fjord, which, may I mention, is a very, very cute pony. To this first jump, she picks up a little bit of a more extended canter to propel herself over. She does this next one also very, very nicely. The third jump, as well as the fourth, are also nice and collected. she makes sure to use a big inside turn to the next oxer. This bending line is very, very nice and collected. She goes and uses all of her corner when turning to the next bending line as well. You can tell that her and her pony are a great match based on how well they are doing in this course. She then finishes off using a big extended canter but not uncollected to the final jump. Overall, this round for Persephone was very, very nice. She will place highly. Then it was time to do course B. First up is Persephone Meadowstep on cold feet, number 100. Rider, you may begin your course. The rider starts off with a nice forward-moving trot and will soon pick up a nice collected canter towards the first jump. She makes a great effort to stay against the wall and use the entirety of the arena. I know a lot of horses, especially ponies, can get a little excited and try to move faster and cut corners to get to the next jump, but she really does push her pony against the wall of the arena. She makes a very nice wide turn to the next jump, which is the large hay. This is nice because a lot of riders will try to cut the arena on the inside, but there's no need since this isn't a timed event, so you can really take your time and look as nice as possible. The next two jumps in this line are done beautifully. She then cuts towards the next oxer into a slight bending line very, very nicely. Finally, the last jump in this combination is this rollback, which is actually quite difficult for a lot of riders, but she does it absolutely flawlessly and ends with a really, really nice canter along the wall of the arena towards the entrance. Next up is Velma Fallsky riding Fish and Chips, number 101. Rider, you may begin. So this rider, right off the bat, starts off with a nice forward-moving canter. She goes over the first jump very nicely, and then, like the previous rider, goes around this large hay bale and does a nice wide turn to the large hay bale. She then slows up a little bit to get into her next line, which is done very beautifully. And then she goes over the jump afterwards, the large hay bale. Now, after this, a couple more mistakes, like the previous course, start to set in. Instead of going straight for the same oxer, she does do a rollback again, like her previous mistake. Now, unfortunately, after this, you can see once she starts to get a little confused, her pony does act up more and starts to lead her around the arena faster and just kind of bounce off of her confusion. They start to do more incorrect jumps, and then just you can see the organization fall apart a little bit. So unfortunately, because of this, she will be disqualified from this course, and we will move on to the next. So now we will move on to course C. It is a little bit of a different setup in the arena, so here we go. For 100 Persephone Meadowstep on cold feet, you may begin course C. So, at the beginning, the rider makes a smart decision to canter a circle to gain momentum because the first jump is actually quite close to the entrance. She goes over it flawlessly and then uses the space she has in the arena to guide herself towards the next jump. She does the same for this jump. As you can see, she turns and does a straight line towards it. She then proceeds to go over this jump, and the next jump that she has, she turns a little bit soon too, but she still makes it look flawless as she goes over. Now, after this, she does turn in the incorrect direction, which will be a little bit of a deduction on her points, but she corrects it immediately and goes back around in the right direction so that she can enter the line from the left lead. She does the line at a nice collected canter, which might be a little bit difficult for some ponies because they can get excited, especially with long lines. Then finally she finishes off her course by doing the last jump. She does it flawlessly, and instead of cutting in front of the hay jump back there, she decides to make a nice wide circle around it towards the entrance. This course does require a little courtesy circle at the entrance, and she does it beautifully. Next up is Velma Fallsky on Fish and Chips, Rider 101. You may begin your course. So this next rider does not make a circle to gain momentum, as she has a pretty fast and forward horse already. She then makes a wide turn to the second jump and does the same for the third as well. She is doing the course a bit quickly, but that's to be expected with a fresh and frisky pony. She comes around to this fourth jump, a little bit crooked, but still does it very nicely. She then guides her pony over the fifth jump, which was the large hay, flawlessly, using that forward momentum to her advantage. She then comes around the arena very nicely against the wall to the line. She doesn't let her pony get away with her this time and goes straight from the line to the final jump, which is the little yellow oxer. She comes around towards the entrance to make her courtesy circle and exit the arena. Very nice job, Ryder. Up next for Course C is Lola Songhope riding Clueless Thoughts, number 102. Rider, you may begin your course. So this rider starts off a little bit wonky. As you can see, she goes past the first jump at a pretty slow canter, then remembers her first jump and pauses a little bit to regain herself. Luckily, this will not really count towards her course because she hasn't technically started yet. She does make a little bit of a strange turn towards the first jump, but does it flawlessly regardless. She makes a wide turn against the fence towards the second jump and does it straight towards the middle. She does a little bit of a cut-off turn towards the third jump, but still jumps it nevertheless. She then goes around towards the fourth and does this one very nicely. The fifth jump is the big hay, and she does that one very nicely as well. She then comes around against the fence towards her line. The line is done very nicely, however her horse does bolt a little bit towards the end of the line. She manages to nicely collect her pony back up and make a courtesy circle at the end of her course. And next up, we are going to move on to the last and final course, Course D. Next in the ring is Velma Fallsky doing Course D, our final course, riding Fish and Chips. Rider, you may begin. So the rider first starts with a nice trot and then goes into a pretty collected canter towards her first jump. She goes straight towards it and then goes over it beautifully. Her next jump is a rollback to the big yellow. She uses all of the space she can in the arena for this rollback, which was a very smart decision. Afterwards, she needs to change her lead and go on into the big hay jump. She does that very nicely and then comes around and goes straight into her next jump. This jump is the long line. She does this one also very, very nicely, making sure to keep her fresh pony pretty collected. Her second to last jump will be this rollback. As you can see, these courses are very rollback centered. And after that, which was done very nicely, she needs to come around and do the large red poles. She makes sure to use all of her corner and goes over them beautifully, giving her enough space to do a nice collected courtesy circle. Next up in the ring is Lola Songhope, riding Clueless Thoughts, number 102, doing the final course. This rider starts off with a nice strong collected gallop. She heads straight for the first jump. She clears it beautifully and continues her collected gallop to the second jump. Since this rollback is such a tall jump, it can be quite difficult, but her and the pony handle it very well. She uses all of her corner and continues very nicely against the wall. Coming down now to the fourth jump, which is the very long, I believe, 7 or 8 stride line. Her pony does take off a little bit with her there, but she's able to collect the pony back up and continue. She makes a little bit of a tight turn on this rollback, but nonetheless, she keeps going. Finally, she finishes off the course strong and does a courtesy circle towards the end. Okay, so what did you guys think of that show?
I sucked. I could not remember anything. I hated it.
Fun.
It was horrible.
The show was fun.
Safe to say, everybody loved it. No, but in all seriousness, we did have a really good time, and everybody was such a fair sport about all of their placings and everything. In some of these clips, you can see the riders taking victory laps around the arena and just untacking and preparing to trailer up their horses. It was really a nice experience, and I'm so grateful to everybody who attended and to everybody who competed. So that is where the video ends. I'm standing outside of the barn, just in the back with one of the ponies. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys liked this video, please comment down below and tell me. And also tell me if you guys like this style of video, if you want longer videos, shorter videos, anything like that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to check in for the next show. Bye guys!